Hi YouTube, this is Lucy from KBeautyHobbit.com and today's video is about my February empties. First of all, before I even get started, let me know what you think about my light. I finally bit the bullet and bought a ring light and I have no idea how to use it, but I set it up to the best of my ability and I think it looks better, or at least more even than what I have been using for light. Like in the past, if I shot in the evening, I was basically just limited to whatever artificial light I had in the house already, so like the ceiling light and some floor lamps. And then if I try to shoot during the day, then it was natural light, but it would be sometimes really harsh because of the way that the house is facing, and sometimes it would get too dark. So hopefully the ring light makes everything more consistent. But let me know in the comments below what you think, and maybe you have some suggestions, I don't know. And hopefully the bookcase in the background is okay with you and not too distracting. In 2020, I've been tracking what I bring in terms of skincare and makeup into my arsenal, from anything as far as purchases or PR or gifts, as well as what I've been taking out via either finishing it off or gifting it to somebody or sometimes throwing it away, although that hasn't happened very much. And my overall goal is to use up or get rid of more things than I acquire, because to be honest, my skincare and makeup collection, more so skincare than makeup, has been growing out of control, and some of it is just because I overbuy, some of it because I get PR, but I don't have that much PR yet. I'm just not big enough for that kind of thing, so mostly it's just me, I think, buying too many things. So I've been tracking the ins and outs every month, and in February I brought in 44 things. All of them were PR. All of them were sent to me for free, to review, to try, whatever. And the reason that it's so many is because quite a few of them were sheet masks. I had 2 different stores send me sheet masks, and those, I count each sheet mask when I use it as an out, so I thought it would only be fair to count them as ins on an individual basis. So a lot of those were sheet masks. And if you want sheet mask reviews, I put them usually on my Instagram at KBeautyHobbit. So 44 things, quite a bit. However, I didn't buy anything. I still haven't bought anything skincare or makeup related in 2020. Originally, I was just going to stick with a no by January and then see what I would need in February, and I haven't needed anything. And that's not related to PR at all. I just have enough of things outside of PR that I already owned that I don't have to buy anything. I did have a close call with Misha, the Misha US store, and I'm filming this on February 29th. So as of right now, it's still going on, but by the time this goes on YouTube, this might be over. But the Misha US official store is having a 60% off their Friends. I can't remember what it's called. It's a Friends line. It's cute little bears. Line Friends, that's it, sorry. Misha Line Friends. So that whole thing is getting discontinued, and so everything's 60% off, and I almost bought 2 mascaras even though I don't need them at all. But then I saw that shipping would still cost me, and anyway, I decided against it, thankfully. So that was my close call. As far as outs, I had 31 items leave, and if I remember correctly, pretty much all of them was through me using them up. I think, well, maybe I gave something away, but mostly I think I used it up. So overall, as of right now, as of the end of February, I have total of 56 ins, all of them from PR, and 68 outs. So I'm still pretty good on my more outs than ins goal. And PR doesn't happen for me every month. It's not consistent whatsoever. So I probably won't get anything for a while now, and I'm guessing that that will keep growing in my favor as far as the ins versus out. Now into the actual empties. So like I mentioned, I do sheet mask reviews on Instagram, so I'm not going to be showing all of those, especially since I tend to use a lot of the same things month over month, and it's just not that interesting. So I focus on stuff that is unique, or just some sheet masks occasionally if they're very unique or very unusual. The first thing I have is a by Wishtrend Vitamin 75 Maximizing Cream. My camera is freaking out trying to focus on it because it's white. And it was a pretty small jar, 1.76 ounces, 50 milliliters. This was gifted to me by Wishtrend some time ago, I don't remember. So I didn't purchase it, it was a brand gift, and it's just a little jar of cream. The name comes from its ingredients. So vitamin is because it has vitamin E in it, and 75 is because it's 75% sea buckthorn extract or sea buckthorn water. And if you've never experienced sea buckthorn berries, I kind of envy you. Those little things are orange. They're tiny. I'll see if I can find a picture and put it in this video. But basically, sea buckthorn is a tree, and it's a fruit-bearing tree, and the berries hug the branches very, very closely, and they have healing properties. They're great for the skin. They're great internally as well. People make sea buckthorn oil that is supposed to help with digestive tract issues and other things. It's good topical for the skin. It's anti-irritation and anti-inflammatory and so on. The reason I dislike them as a berry, I like them in skincare, is because when I was little, we had a house out in the country in Russia, and we had, that house was just for summers, so didn't have like heat or air conditioning. It was just usable while it was nice enough outside, but we had a big garden there, and we had a sea buckthorn tree. And so toward the end of the summer, the berries would need to be harvested, and guess who got the job of picking them, or whatever, not all of them, just whatever I could reach. And those things are tiny. They're like the size of my pinky fingernail, and they're very squishy. So they're very easy to smush, and they burst, and then that's it. That's not the berry that you want. So I remember that. My mom would probably tell it differently, but I really disliked it. However, in skincare, it's a wonderful ingredient. So this cream is a very nourishing cream. It is very moisturizing. And I can't remember if it says it on the website or in the cardboard box. I remember that there's a discrepancy between the packaging and the website. Like one of those sources said that this cream is great to use with vitamin C products, and that it can take the sting out of vitamin C products if you have something with high concentration of vitamin C. But I remember that only one source mentioned that and not the other, which was kind of interesting to me, but whatever, take it for what you will. If you are using vitamin C serums, perhaps this cream can help them work more effectively. I used it only at night, and the first couple times that I applied it, I used way too much, and then it had a very hard time absorbing, and even like an hour later, I could still feel it on my skin. And I know some people like that, and I don't. I prefer lighter things. Even if they're very nourishing, I still want them to absorb all the way into my skin and not be sticky and tacky. But after those couple tries, I learned to go ahead and just apply a thinner layer, and that worked better for me. I did try, for the purposes of having a well-rounded review, to use it in the morning one day, and I let it absorb for as long as I could. I put it on, and then I got dressed and did whatever else I needed to do, and then put on my sunscreen. And throughout the day, anytime I would touch my face, it would just come off in like little white chunks. It would just peel kind of like off, and just, it was really strange. It's as if it just couldn't absorb all the way into my skin. Surprisingly, my T-zone didn't get shiny, and it was fine. Everything was fine, but I really hated that every time I had a little itch, or I had to like move my hair out of the way or touch anything, I would feel that cream just come off. And of course, that means that the sunscreen is also coming off. So I've only used it one time in the morning, and I haven't tried it in the morning since then. But for evenings, it worked fine for me. And if I use it before bed, I then wake up in the morning with really well nourished, very plumped up skin, which is very nice, especially in the winter. So I think it's a good cream. It's just not like a day and night cream for me. It is specifically an evening product for me personally. The next product is such a nostalgic thing for me. This is how my whole love / obsession with K-Beauty even started. And it is the Innisfree Intensive Hydrating Cream with green tea seed. This particular jar was part of a gift set, and I received that as a gift from a dear friend, and it came with the iconic Innisfree green tea seed serum and their face wash and this little cream. But way back, I think it's almost 4 years ago now, when I got into K-Beauty and when I was just first starting out and I didn't know where to begin. I just knew I wanted to try something and had no clue where to start. And I asked this very large Facebook group where I should start, and I said I have combination skin and I'm just very lost, and people recommended the Innisfree green tea line, and I bought some of those products and just fell in love, and this was one of them. So I already had a full size of this in the past. This was more of a travel size, and it's a lovely cream. I really enjoy it. It's probably good for just about any skin type. For my combination skin, it works just fine. It maybe is not quite nourishing enough for somebody with very dry skin, but for me it worked well. Now that I've experienced way more Korean beauty than just Innisfree, I do have one thing to note that I'm not crazy about with this, and that's the strength of the fragrance. I am not completely anti-fragrance. I prefer fragrance-free things because fragrance is just there for the aesthetic purposes. It doesn't contribute to anything. It doesn't really have a benefit other than to add to the overall experience of skincare. So I prefer things without fragrance, but if something does have fragrance, I don't automatically avoid it. If it's a nice scent, that's nice. I'm still a human being. I do like the experience of skincare, so I still get, I guess, the benefit of enjoying a nice scent. But in this particular product, it's just a bit strong. That didn't deter me from using it, of course. And like I said, I really do enjoy it. And it's special to me in two different ways, you know, the nostalgia factor and the fact that a friend bought it for me. I love when people think and, you know, really try to get me presents. It's lovely. I just think it's amazing when people take the time to think about you and shop for you. So from that perspective, I love it. But it's a good starter thing. It's a good thing to kind of wet your toes if you're starting with K-Beauty. So I really have nothing bad to say about it. It was great. Another by Wishtrend product is by Wishtrend Polyphenols in Propolis 15% Ampoule. This one I got, I can't remember if I won it or if I got it at a discount as a reviewer. I have skincare amnesia. I just have so much stuff. But it's a serum with propolis. Propolis is a product of bees. It's not honey, but it's made by bees, and it is believed to have very strong anti-inflammatory and soothing properties. This was a serum, or it's called an ampoule, but it can be used at the serum step. I saved a little bit of it to show you. This is this clear, liquid, slightly yellow liquid. My camera cannot focus. Here it is. And the lovely texture of it is what made me use it again and again and again. I applied it right after toner, especially on days when I had redness or irritation or any kind of breakout, and it would just like melt into my skin. It was almost like a skin oil, but without being oily. It's just a little bit more slippery and rich than a lot of the other serums that I had, and it's very pleasant. I just love it. It is fragrance free. It is essential oils free, shouldn't irritate any skin type. Of course, it's very hard to guarantee that because we're all so different, but I love it. It is one of my favorite things. And in general, by Wishtrend products, I have not really had a bad one. Not anything that I can think of anyway. I love the whole family of brands on the Wishtrend website. They sell Claire's, they sell I'm From, of course they sell the by Wishtrend brand. I just really love it. I feel like it's well researched, it is well formulated, and the whole website is just so well designed. You get all the ingredients in English, the how to use, the why to use, the what's special about it. And this is not a sponsored video whatsoever, but I just think that it's good to talk about the brands that work, and most of their products are vegan. This one isn't because it's comes from bees, but just about everything they make I think is cruelty free, which means it's not tested on animals, which is different from being vegan. Vegan means no animal ingredients, cruelty free means not tested on animals, and most of their products are both of those things. So I really love this. I would absolutely buy this again, and I think if you're somebody who has breakouts or sensitive skin or redness or prone to irritation, or if you have teenagers who are maybe going through some of those hormonal skin issues. I'm not a dermatologist and I'm not a doctor, but I think this could be a wonderful product to try. The next two things I talked about on my channel before, so I won't go into too many details. One is the Huangjisoo Perfect Cleansing Oil. I had a full size of this and I had two baby sizes of it, and this is my second baby size and I'm out of it. This is one of my absolutely favorite cleansing oils ever. It is a wonderful, it is all green EWG ingredients, so it's not harmful. It takes off just about everything. It does struggle with some of my really crazy waterproof mascaras, but again, nothing takes those off except for special removers. So I know that they just released a jumbo size, so an even bigger than a full size of the cleansing oil that's exclusive to Costco.com. So if you're a fan of these, if you've tried maybe a sample, or if you had their original full-size bottle, there's now a bigger one. I think that one's like 17 fluid ounces. Don't quote me on that, but it's exclusive to Costco online, so you can look at that there. Again, not a sponsored review, just really like it. And the second product is this Lador Scalp Scaling Spa. I have these Empties pretty much all the time because I use these usually like once or maybe twice a week, and it is basically a product to get rid of any buildup on your scalp from either styling products or maybe shampoos or conditioners or hair masks or anything else like dry shampoo. I just have these in my arsenal all the time. They're also supposed to help with dandruff, but I don't have dandruff, so I can't speak to that. But I basically have these in my Empties quite a bit. And most of the things I'm talking about today, I have reviews for on my blog, KBeautyHobbit.com, and I will put links for everything in the description box. Here's another thing I talked about last month in my Empties. I had the first one of these in my Empties, and now I'm done with the second one. And this is a filler with Volufiline, which is a patented French invention. It's basically supposed to fill your wrinkles and make them more plump. And I use this, it can be used around the eyes, like for crow's feet, or the nasolabial folds, which are these parts right here. I use them on my forehead because I have some lines up here. And visually, I think it didn't make a huge difference, but as far as the depth of, especially my biggest, most defined wrinkle, it definitely made it more shallow, and I can tell just by touching it. I can always find it with my fingers, and I know exactly how deep it is, and it is definitely less deep. And I've used this up. I finished it toward the beginning of February, and now it's February 29th, and it's still, I would say, it's not as deep as it used to be, so the effect seems to be lasting. So check that out if this is something that you're interested in. I do also have a review for that with pictures on my blog. Next is a new to me brand called Logically Skin. It is their Hydro Multi Shield. It's a sun defense product, so it's an SPF product. I've been using this pretty much exclusively as my sunscreen ever since I got this. It came in a PR box to me called Sophie's Box. I've posted about that before, but I got a lot of Logically Skin products in there, so I've been playing around with them since then. And this one was the one that was the easiest to introduce to my routine right away because it is just such a simple step. It's a sunscreen. Everybody needs sunscreen every day, in my opinion. And it was a lovely product. I have absolutely nothing bad to say. It went on very clear, no white cast, no shine, no grease, absolutely no effect on makeup. You know, I could put makeup on it right away without primers or anything like that. It didn't make my makeup slide off or anything. It didn't peel. I didn't get a sunburn, so it works. Kidding, it's winter, so I really wouldn't know about that. But it is great. My one gripe with this is I wish, and that's my gripe with most sunscreens actually, I wish they came in bigger tubes. This still lasted me quite a while. I'm trying to think. I got that PR box I think back in 2019, at the very late 2019. It was before the holiday season, but I think it was still like December, maybe very late November. I think it was early December. And I started using it maybe like a week or something after that, and I just ran out recently. And that's with pretty much almost daily use. I do have other sunscreens I use as well, but I mostly use this one, and it just ran out. So it still lasted a good while, but I wish it were larger. Those are the face products. I have some miscellaneous things. The first one is a body product by the brand called LA or maybe Lay Muse Perfume Recovery Body Cleanser. And it is this tube. This also came to me. Okay, the one thing I'm noticing with the ring light is if I put anything white up here, it just completely whitens it out, or at least the ring light makes my camera freak out and whiten out anything white. And if you know a workaround about that, that does not involve buying a new camera, let me know. But it's a tube like this. So it was more of a trial size one, and it's pretty much a shower gel with little beads in it that are supposed to scrub off or remove any dead skin buildup, any keratin buildup, anything unwanted, and I like it. It was not bad. I talked about this brand in my fails video, however, because of the lotion that came with this. Both the body wash and the lotion are incredibly scented, and the lotion more so than the body wash. The body wash was still pretty usable for me. The lotion I am struggling to use up because it's just so strong. So as a body wash, this was a wonderful product. It foamed well, it wasn't harsh or stripping, the beads were nice, they weren't scratching my skin or anything, but they still made it really nice and smooth. But the scent just wasn't my thing, but I still used it up. And with lotion, I am struggling to use that up. I know I shouldn't throw things away, but it's very tempting at this point. And the next two things are hair related. The S&P Overnight Hair Mask and the, let's see, Rated Green Cold Pressed Tomato Oil Soothing Scalp Pack. Let's start with these. I talked about these on my channel before. I think I've had one in my empties for the last few months. I got a 4-pack of these of different flavors, and this was the last one. They were all really good. I can't say that I can really tell definitively the huge difference in my hair between the 4 of them. I know, so let me rephrase that. Each one of them definitely makes my hair nice and soft, manageable, not weighed down, and my scalp seems to be pretty happy. They're designed to be put directly on the scalp and then spread throughout the hair length, which is kind of interesting to me because usually I don't put any kind of products on my scalp, maybe like a refreshing scalp spray, but definitely not a mask because I have oily roots and I don't want to weigh them down. But these products are specifically designed to be applied to the scalp. What I mean with not being able to tell the difference is like between this one and the avocado one, or this one and the charcoal one, or this one and the hibiscus one. I don't think they necessarily do something drastically different for my scalp. They all seem to hydrate and nourish it pretty well. They all seem to make my hair nice and shiny, nice and manageable, less prone to breakage, and less prone to tangle. But as far as would I recommend this one versus avocado one, or this one versus like the hibiscus one, I don't know. I think it's just whatever kind of scent you like, to be honest. Maybe with really prolonged use, you could tell the difference between one versus the other. Each packet for me was about 3 uses, and I didn't use them simultaneously. So I didn't use like a charcoal one day and then this one the next day and compared them. I used all of the charcoal one over a period of a couple weeks. Then I used all of the avocado one. Then I used all of the hibiscus ones. So this one was my last one. But they all, I'm not mad at them. They were all nice. I really do like them. I just think, I don't know that they're really that differentiated, to be honest. With that said, I would buy them again. I did like them and I would buy them. And then these things, I've had these pop up on my channel and my blog a few times by now because I bought, or some of them I bought, some of them I won. So many of them. Each one came with 2 sections. The top section, this one, had the protective cap in it, and then there was a bottom section here with the treatment. And the way that these are supposed to be used is applied to dry hair before bed. I usually would go from ear level all the way down and then kind of pin it up, put the cap on, sleep, wake up, get in the shower, wash your hair, shampoo it, and then not use any other conditioner, and then be good to go. However, lately I've been washing my hair at night because that's just what works best for me with my schedule. Sleep is kind of unpredictable with a small baby, although he's not that small anymore. He's turning 1 next month. But anyway, it's still kind of a gamble. So I don't want to set my alarm early enough to have time to wake up, shower, dry my hair, and whatever. I prefer to just wash my hair in the evenings and wake up with clean and dry hair. So that poses an issue though, like how do you use overnight hair masks in that case? Well, you don't. So what I've been doing is I've been putting this on in the evening way before my typical like bath time. I'd put this on and leave it on as long as I could and then wash it out, shampoo it out, and it works just as well in my opinion. I've used these overnight the way you're supposed to, and then I've used this on this shortened schedule, and the effects seem to be pretty much the same. So that's, I think, how I'm going to use up the rest of these. I'm going to do it in this way. I have these ones and the blue ones, and there are some differences in ingredients. I have a fairly extensive blog post about them that you can check out. But in general, they're very nice and I wouldn't mind buying them again. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this was useful to you. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. Also, if you have any feedback on the light or any tips or any ideas for future videos, please let me know. I'm always on the hunt for topics and just to see what you're interested in because I can only guess so much. But thank you very much for watching. Again, visit my blog, KBeautyHobbit.com. My Instagram at KBeautyHobbit. I usually post videos here every week on Saturdays at 10 o'clock Central Time. Sometimes it's a little bit later, but I try to get it in by 10 in the morning. So I will see you next Saturday. Until then, I hope you're having a lovely week and please remember to always listen to your skin. Thank you for watching.